Welcome back to The Change Physician. I'm Melissa Cady, the Challenge Doctor, with my co-host from the West Coast, Dr. Kevin Cuccaro, bringing you a little Saturday salutations. We missed last week, but today we're going to bring you a little bit of updates. Of course, this Saturday salutations is for sharing what's been going on in the podcast or what might be coming up. And if you don't know what The Change Physician is all about, go to thechangephysician.com and you can join the community there for any updates or newsletters. And how are you doing, Kevin?
I am doing well.
Good. Well, let me go and check our podcast list here because we had a couple of recent episodes by us. And let's see, today. Let's see. So let's back up here. August, we started out with episode 250. And that was health span versus lifespan. And then the following week, we had the 3 key life-changing questions. And then this last 2 weeks, we actually have a little bit of a space this past week. I would call that kind of our little, maybe summer vacay week.
Summer vacay.
Yeah, the week before that, we had an episode of us chatting about what physicians would like to see in conferences or meetups. So, we're just showing up for Saturday salutations when we can and sharing with you any thoughts or, maybe just some cool things to share. But anything you want to add to any of that, Kevin?
No, other than the event thing. I kind of was thinking about that again. And it's like, we need to have something fun. I think I'm missing like a fun thing, although I have a lot of fun. But I do miss being around groups of individuals that are like interested in similar things that aren't like, I don't know. I really like the entrepreneurial space when I was going to a lot of events. I really like that. That was so much fun. I do kind of miss that. But
yeah, it's funny you said that because I just talked to my husband Corey about the just how several things, like you need to create fun, you need to put it on the calendar, you have to, sometimes it can be a little bit structured, sometimes it can be part of it's unstructured, but it's just a matter of putting yourself in an environment around people, like you said, either similar interests or just want to get away, or even if you're traveling, sometimes just travel and you go places, you meet new people, and it's just all spontaneous and you just kind of throw yourself into the moment. I told him that I missed some of the conferences that may have been completely unmedical. Like they could be some little entrepreneurial thing that we're pursuing. It could be, just personal development kind of conferences, or it could be some level of combination of entrepreneurial marketing and, yada, yada. But putting yourself in a different state or city or country for that matter, and then just kind of being forced to engage with other people. And then it just organically kind of goes from there. And that's where a lot of the fun and variety can be. And, I think that's where you and I both dabbled in this idea of, creating a conference. Let me be honest, it's a little overwhelming at times because there is a lot of moving parts and organization, and not that I don't mind organizing things, but it's just, you see a couple people doing it out there, but it tends to be more like wealth related, medical related. And I feel like there's a really amazing opportunity, especially with kind of what we stand for and I think our values, truth. I know we've decided that truth is one that we share, but I think we both recognize the value of community and connection, and that getting outside the medical system that's kind of been changed from its original layout, create that spontaneity and fun again, and living life and engaging with people that want more than just the drudgery of what's out there in the system. Any thoughts? Lots of thoughts.
Well, yeah, lots of thoughts. But then I was like, you know what we really need? We need an adult summer camp.
A what?
an adult summer camp.
Adult summer camp. Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
where it's full of activities and not less about the this whole formal intention thing, but something where you can meet a bunch of people and have a great time. I think that would be just
Bring the kid out of you again.
Bring the kid out of you again. Just a chance to like relax and I don't know, roast marshmallows over the fire or whatever, swim in the lake, all that stuff. It'd be that'd be fun. That would be
what about, Kevin, like exploring hobbies, like the things you've never done in your life or you're curious about, or you just want someone to tell you how to do it and you just start doing it and see what you think. And you have all these like fun activities and then you go home and you realize, man, I want to do that. And you find it in your community.
I think that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah. We have surf camp. We could have this camp. We could have, I don't know what other hobby things there are. Like, my wife is the big fiber person, so I could think of 1,000 for there, but I'm not sure if I want to learn how to knit that much. Knit, crochet, spin, dye. She does all of it, and then she gets all the stuff about things where these knitter people all get together and do this. One of them she really wants to go is this cross country one where they cross country from house to house or whatever in some Nordic country, and then the evenings are spent knitting. I'm like, if you're a knitter, how cool is that? Like, if you're a knitter and you like outdoor stuff,
active, yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
The active knitter, that's a good website.
Yeah, or the other one, and she's got a couple of guys that she follows, and they organize. I think they're from either Norway, again, one of those Scandinavian people, because those Scandinavians apparently have a lot of knitting skill. They like learn it in elementary school. Really? And wow. And it's probably a life-saving event there because it gets so cold at night. You kind of need to get in your sweaters. But they organize like some cruises and stuff. And I was like, you should do it. I'll go with you sometime. It just has to depend on the timing of it. I could be the knitting spouse. But anyway, I think that's kind of like you focus on something. But the idea of actually discovering new things seems really cool. Like you could do a hiking one, or you could do, again, like adult summer camp where you have different activities per the day. You choose the right spot. You could do like, surfing this day, hiking this day. I don't know. It's so hard for me to remember anything. What do you do for fun anymore? Fishing? I don't know.
So you got to be near body water or the coastal areas for this to happen.
Unless
you have those, which wouldn't have sharks. There was a place here in Austin, I think they're still open, where they basically create the waves.
Oh, yeah. Kelly Slater, who's like the best surfer of all time, he created some wave pool for like the best. What, is that open?
That's a good question. Why don't I just look that up? Because I'm kind of curious what it's called. Austin.
The other thing that would be kind of cool, he's like, Hanscom Lost Boys thing where they do that ski trip everywhere. Oh, you may not have heard that because it's male only. They tried to do blended, like apparently years and years and years ago, and it had lost something. I don't know. But I only went once, but they go to Alta like every year for a ski trip over a weekend. And it's like, that was a pretty cool idea. And I had a pretty good time.
Yeah, I'm looking at I guess there's a 400-acre development called Pura Vida. I don't know. Looks like they're company called Surf Lakes builds wave parks. You can surf even in landlocked areas. That looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some like thing on them doing this, and they spent like millions of dollars trying to make this perfect wave. Oh, look at this surf ranch. They've got some surf ranch.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense. Where is that? That looks like it's in the middle of the desert.
You're looking at the one with all the palm trees?
I'm looking at the one called Surf Ranch. It's in California's Central Valley. There's no water in Central Valley. Where is this place?
Yeah, this looks like a really cool.
Anyway, that would be fun.
Yeah. So I mean, I think unless you've experienced it, it might be hard to know what we're talking about. But the amount of like, even my husband says, man, she's like, it's like she's high on something after she finishes a day of like being surrounded by these, like, you're surrounded by these people that are just so like enthusiastic, optimistic, and like, engaged and very, just, it's like, I don't know, it's like everyone's happy. It's like everyone's in their happiest place whenever
Yeah.
these things. And it
And
just,
really
it's so
pro. I mean,
infectious.
you're so very positive, like the very
Yeah.
positive interactions. And I think
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing is because I can be pretty dark. If you've listened to this podcast, you know I can be pretty dark. But being people who see the possibility of, what can be done, it's the whole kind of improv thing where you can't say but it's like you can only say yes and they're like, oh, there's the idea. Oh yeah, and then you can do this and you can do this.
Yeah.
Or those may be things that you want to think of. I think very I hate the word can do because it's such a kind of weird phrase, but really is like focusing on what the possibilities are rather than what isn't done. And I think for the physician space, that'd be very necessary because I still see in a lot of these physician communities, there's always like, can't do this. Like I just saw the one the other day and they're like, blah, blah, blah. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. What can I do? I can't move. And it's like, well, you've just sort of kind of screwed yourself because you're saying you can't leave this job that you has all this stuff that's going on. So yeah, go ahead and negotiate. But your number one thing when that you have to be able to say no. And if you can't say no, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
And so people get this little fixated thing of I can't do this. I can't. And it's so easy to say I can't, but it's so much. Well, I should say it's so easy for most of us to say I can't. But you get a bunch of people who are always saying I can or what can or how can I do this, and it's magical. I mean, it really is. It's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking that there is a pervasive sense of like denial of possibilities, including denial of insurance claims in the medical field. Like, I mean, if you really think about it, there's like this sense of constriction and lack of like appreciation in some ways. And I think it exudes this like negative energy and frustration on top of other things.
Well, I think part of it is our culture is designed to empower people to say no, but never yes. Like customer service, or in most organizations, they don't empower their customer service agents to actually make any sort of positive change. It's always no, no, no. You deny, deny, deny.
Yeah.
And you end up with a bunch of people or middle management that can't institute anything, but they can say no to whatever the idea is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of it is empowering somebody to do positive change is a little bit scary because you're actually empowering someone to do something versus stop something, which is different. One's creation, one's not.
Yeah.
Control issues in there as well. But it's harder to say yes. It's like, how can we make this work is much harder statement and a much more difficult action plan than saying, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's pervasive everywhere. No. I mean, schools do it. We teach our kids this from an early age. No, no, no. This is what you can do. And if you want to do something else, no. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of the difference in the entrepreneurial space is entrepreneurs, like true value conscious entrepreneurs are trying to make the world a better place, are always trying to say, how can we make change happen?
Yeah.
And if they are saying this is one way you can't do it, well, what other ways can we do? And
if you get a no, it's next.
Yeah. And for unnatural people who don't live and breathe that, like me, it's being around that is so inspiring. So yeah, I guess it's a long way to say, yeah, I really miss that. That's the biggest thing I miss.
Well, we need to, the thing is you got to create that. And I was just talking about, you create your own fun in your own personal schedule. But, sometimes these opportunities for physicians that are not used to experiencing this, you have to kind of create it for them. And I think what we're saying here is that Kevin and I are constantly trying to encourage each other to like think about, maybe trying to make an impact in that way in some fashion or other. We've been doing the podcast for a while, and but real true connection comes in person. I feel like there's just so much to get from that, presence and not the distractions of, the kids or the other things in the background, or we're trying to, do two things at once. So yeah, I think there's a real opportunity to create that. And I think Kevin and you and I will probably just keep talking about this, and we'll see if we want to make this a reality. And any encouragement from audience will help bolster that.
Or if the audience knows where this already exists, and then this lets us know.
Let us know.
Totally. And we can, I don't know, pursue that or promote that, or I don't mind. I just, the easiest way is to find someone who's doing it. But if no one else is doing it, then you have to do it yourself.
Okay. Yeah. A lot more work. Yeah.
A lot more work, but same end point, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, any other thoughts or anything you want to share before taking us out?
Oh God, there's always so much to talk about, but I guess we'll hold off for that since it's been about 20 minutes or so, and this is supposed to be short. Saturday Salutations. So I hope everybody out there is doing well. You've had a wonderful summer. You still have a couple more weeks here before the true end of summer, despite this being, Labor Day weekend is the traditional end of summer.
Yeah.
You got 3 weeks before
triple digits over here, heat, but okay.
Well, so it's still summer for you guys, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we have at least 3 weeks before the rain starts. Although we had rain yesterday and the day before a little bit. Oh man, I was like, I love the rain. I'm totally an Oregonian now. I was like, these long dry days with lots of sun. 1 or 2 days is fine, but need some breakup in that. But anyway, summer's not over yet. The fall time is coming. Apple cider, all the good stuff. We should be here next Friday. I can't think of any reason for us not to be. Or next Saturday. Sorry, I was thinking about Friday faves.
Yeah.
So join us live then. Until next time, stay well.
Take care.